Howdy, my name's Kyle, and in this video I'm going to be talking about everything I've learned over the last couple of months in my studio. I delve into topics like global catastrophic risk, and even making my own biodegradable material, so enjoy. So this is my working area. I like to have this sort of organised mess around me. It's a good visual representation of my mind while in my creative zone. I'm surrounded by tools such as my calipers to my drills and saws and files, and even this 3D printer. These tools allow me to make anything I would want on a small scale in my room, meaning I don't need to go to the workshop, which is especially helpful during times like these. I even made this infinity wall to take photos of the work I'll be doing this year. I just bought some lights, a wire, a plug, wired it up, threw in some paper, 3D printed some light diffusers, and this was the result. Here you can see the supply chain I made. I did this on pencils as I wanted to pick something that I used every day of my life, and also something that both a designer and any other human would have used at least once. I actually learned a lot about pencils I didn't know before. This chain is based off Stadler pencils. The material comes from all around the world. For instance, the wood comes from America, the clay from India, and the graphite from China. This was actually the reason their pencils were yellow. The yellow paint on the pencils is to indicate the pencil contains high quality graphite from China. However, it seems like that meaning has become obsolete. Moving on to my PechaKucha board, this task was actually quite enjoyable, even if I struggled to do it. Loose association is something I've never really done before, but was fascinating to play around with. I spoke about a lot of different themes during this board, from global catastrophic risk to Will Smith. I even spoke about space at one point. The fact that you can link between near enough random pieces of information in such a fluid way was amazing to me. I'd love to try and implement it more into the way I think, especially when it comes to design. Finally, here I've got my Brief 2 project on Wikifactory. In this I explored the world of biodegradable materials, which is something I never really had to think about before. I ended up making a biodegradable material out of old newspaper and receipts, mixed with water, flour and cress seeds. This material is strangely strong when moulded into a solid shape. I ended up making it into a plant pot as I thought it would be a good way to show off the material's properties. I like the idea of this material as it has seeds embedded into it. Once it ends up being thrown away or in landfill, it will both biodegrade and end up planting new life into the ground. This project was fun. I got to push the way I thought about things. I never really had to think about making the material before, and it took a while to do so. I ended up with around 3 or 4 different variations of this material before landing on the one I made the plant pot from. This was the strongest and quickest to make, however it was the least appealing, as I'm sure you can see. I would still like to find out what more I can do with this material, and I'm eager to do so. So that was the work I've done this year. I obviously go into more detail on my Wikifactory page and my Miro page, but I feel like I've learned a lot this year, especially with self-teaching with the PechaKucha and my Wikifactory page. I learned a lot through that, and I feel like I'm in good stead for the rest of the year, so thanks for watching.